Kumbh controversy. Mrityu Kumbh is what Mamata Banerjee called it. Phaltu Kumbh is what Lalu Yadav called it. Let's listen in.
আমি নাইবা বললাম ওটা এখন মৃত্যু কুম্ভ হয়ে গেছে
उनसे कहिए जाकर के स्नान करते समय मुंह में पानी लें।
बॉडीज जो पानी में डाल दी गई हैं उससे पानी कंटामिनेट हुआ।
अरे सब कुंभ का क्या कोई मतलब है? फालतू कुंभ।
मैं महाकुंभ में दिवंगत लोगों को श्रद्धांजलि देता हूं जिन्होंने आज हजारों की संख्या में वहां पर अपनी जान दी है।
Ladies and gentlemen, 56 crore devotees have undertaken an Amrit Snan at the Mahakumbh in Prayagraj. So far, this ritual to take blessings of Ma Ganga is intrinsic to the ancient civilization of India and is the embodiment of our unwavering astha since times immemorial. From Prime Minister Modi to the common man, from global celebrities to Indians from every corner of our great nation, from top leaders of the BJP to the top brass of the opposition ranks, everyone lined up for the blessings of Ma Ganga. But is Papi politics singeing the pious Kumbh Mela? You just heard how Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee called it not the Mahakumbh but the Mrityu Kumbh. Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav dared BJP leaders to drink the holy Ganga Jal, calling it polluted. Samajwadi Party MP Jaya Bachchan even claimed that the Ganga is contaminated with dead bodies. From calling the world's largest religious congregation as Faltu to spreading fake news that thousands have died in the Mahakumbh, the India Alliance has fear-mongered and maligned the Sanatan Dharma. But today, Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has bulldozed the fakery and fear-mongering. He has given a point-by-point rebuttal to Mamata Banerjee, Akhilesh Yadav, Kharge and other Sanatan baiters. Every charge of theirs was countered and every fake news peddled was busted. Watch this epic takedown of the Mahakumbh critics in a fierce counter by Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath.
पहले दिन से ये चर्चा, पहले दिन से ये अफवाह और इस प्रकार का दुष्प्रचार आपके द्वारा निरंतर होता रहा। समाजवादी पार्टी के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष भी जो शुरू से विरोध कर रहे थे अंततः चुपचाप जाकर के डुबकी लगाए। काहिरा का वीडियो लेकिन महाकुंभ के साथ जोड़ करके दुष्प्रचार किया था। नेपाल का वीडियो महाकुंभ के साथ, झारखंड की किसी घटना को महाकुंभ के साथ, यानी सनातन धर्म के इस महायोजन को फालतू उनको दिखाई देता है।
You're watching the News Hour at 9, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Joining Gaurav Bhatia and Dr. Anand Ranganathan are Kamru Zaman Chaudhary, political analyst, Congress leader. Also joining me this evening, Tausif Ahmed Khan, Trinamool Congress supporter, Vivek Srivastava, political analyst. But my first question goes to Faizan Kidwai, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. And Faizan Kidwai, since before the Mahakumbh began, the Samajwadi Party has been holding a tirade against the Mahakumbh. Earlier, the criticism was that nobody is coming to the Mahakumbh. The figures of the number of devotees coming is completely inflated. Now you say too many people coming in and the government has not been able to put up the infrastructure. Just what is your problem with the Mahakumbh?
Navika, first of all, nobody has a problem with Mahakumbh. The problem of the people of Uttar Pradesh and the opposition parties is with the way mismanagement is happening in Mahakumbh. Mr. Adityanath and his gang, they can lie as much as they want, but the truth has been captured on camera and exposed on ground. You see devotees suffering, devotees were lathi charge in places like Nawabganj. A BJP MLA also, his name is Nana Kishore Gujar, he says this is not an accident, this is a murder. So he's accusing his own government. And at the same time, when people are saying there's contamination in the water, Navika, there's a large-scale corruption when it comes to toilet construction. There's fecal contamination in the water, which has left pilgrims in a very unhygienic condition. Let me read this report. This report is of greentribunal.gov.in. It says majority of the sewage treatment plants in Uttar Pradesh are non-functional. Those which are functioning below capacity. In Prayagraj itself, there's a gap of 128 MLD in sewage treatment capacity. The untreated sewage water is going back. In Ganga, Ganga.eu says that in Kanpur, the total sewage generation is 339 MLD, out of which only 50% is clean. Rest of the untreated sewage water is going back in Ganga and its tributaries. Who is suffering? It's the people of Uttar Pradesh. And when we, the opposition, asks these questions to the chief minister who's responsible for the lives of the people of Uttar Pradesh, he does this communal drama, he does Katmulla, he speaks about Urdu, and he just tries to divert this attention. This is so unfortunate. We have an incompetent government and an incompetent chief minister and Mr. Adityanath. And unfortunately, the media, and like a large section of media which supports Bharatiya Janata Party, they don't ask these questions. Who's going to ask these questions? We, the citizens of Uttar Pradesh, the citizens of India, we, the opposition party. It's a duty, a moral responsibility, and we won't shy away from this, Navika. Okay. No matter how much Mr. Adityanath tries to do this diversionary tactic, we'll continue keep asking these questions, and the people of Uttar Pradesh also understand at large what is happening. And someday, Mr. Adityanath
let me also get Tausif Ahmed Khan. Tausif Ahmed Khan, does this actually allow Mamata Banerjee to call this Mrityu Kumbh? Isn't this, literally berating somebody's faith, taking pot shots? Can such a word be used for devotees of any other religion? Why? I mean, you have the right to ask questions, but to call it, to label it the Mrityu Kumbh, do you think, it is insult to the faith of 110 crore population of India?
How does exposing a lie of a chief minister becomes a matter of faith of 110 crore people? It is because those who try to defend the defenseless chief minister, Yogi Adityanath is trying to cover up the numbers of deaths. No, Yogi Adityanath is trying to portray as if no stampede has happened, no tent caught fire, the water in the Ganges are not polluted. All those cover up. Yogi Adityanath is saying, he is the only saint speaking truth. Mamata Banerjee is lying. Rahul Gandhi is lying. Akhilesh Yadav is lying. Everybody else, all the other political parties, all the other political leaders in India is lying, except Yogi Adityanath. He is a saint. He is speaking truth. No one has died. No one has died in this Mahakumbh. No question should be raised against the arrangement by Yogi Adityanath for this Mahakumbh. Therefore, no one should say that this is Mrityu Kumbh. Everyone should say what a good arrangement Yogi Adityanath has done. No one has died from any state in the country. Right, that is what you want. But truth does not live for falsehood does not live for long.
So that gives Mamata Banerjee the license to call it Mrityu Kumbh. Gaurav Bhatia, please respond to both the Samajwadi Party and the Trinamool Congress.
The first thing that comes to every viewer's mind is, why is the opposition so bitter when it comes to the super success of organizing this Mahakumbh? I will tell you the reason why they are so bitter. Be it Akhilesh Yadav, Mallikarjun Kharge, Rahul Gandhi, Mamata Banerjee. You remember, Navika, they were trying to divide Hindus on the basis of caste. Caste survey karo, caste census karo. Now suddenly, when 53 crore devotees take a holy dip, and they are the best judge how Mahakumbh has been organized, whether it is a success or a failure, all devotees in one voice have been lauding the efforts of Yogi Adityanath ji under the guidance of Narendra Modi ji. So they are bitter because now they see that the Hindus and the Sanatanis have united. And when the Sanatanis will unite, their appeasement politics, the politics of hatred, will have no place. Samajwadi Party should know a fact. Akhilesh Yadav is so, dual-faced. He said, Mahakumbh is a reflection of VIP culture. But when Akhilesh Yadav himself went there to take the holy dip, he had 20 guards escorting him. So Akhilesh Yadav should not be talking about Mahakumbh, because I know that his speciality lies in creating boundary walls of Kabristan and Hajj house from taxpayers' money. Do you know when he organized the Kumbh, he couldn't even find one Hindu minister to head the organizing committee. It was Azam Khan. And 40 people died because of a stampede then. And Akhilesh Yadav took no responsibility, rather Azam Khan infamously said, मुझे तो पता ही नहीं था कि इतने लोग यहाँ पे आ रहे हैं. Answering to the TMC, the appeasement politics at its worst. Why Mamata Banerjee said, अरे हिंदू अगर जय श्री राम बोलेगा तो उसकी चमड़ी उधेड़ दूंगी, लेकिन मुसलमान दूध देने वाली गाय है और गाय की मैं दुलत्ती भी सहूंगी. ममता बनर्जी, she is a Hindu, couldn't even spare time.
Let me respond to all the falsehood that has been peddled by BJP
urine is fit to drink, according to Yogi Adityanath.
Navika, this is unfair. I think this is very uncivilized and uncouth.
Okay, one at a time. Tausif, nobody interrupted you. Allow Gaurav Bhatia to complete his point. I'll give you time to counter. Gaurav.
I have seen pictures of Mamata Banerjee offering namaz. She is a born Hindu according to her own affidavit. I want to ask, Mamata Banerjee couldn't visit the Kumbh, but she has time to offer namaz. What does it show? For the sake of appeasement politics, they can stoop to any level, and they have an inherent hatred for the Hindus, and that is why they use the terms like Mrityu Kumbh. What is Mrityu Kumbh? Can you say the same for Hajj? Can you say Mrityu Hajj? No, they will not have the courage to say that. And that is what we object to. You have not made one constructive suggestion. The only thing you can do is defame the Hindus and spread rumors against the successful organization of the Mahakumbh.
I want to come.
Okay. Counters coming in from Faizan and Tausif. Tausif, first 30 seconds.
Navika, there are reports on record, tribunal, pollution control board, which says that the water are so polluted that if you come in contact with them, you will get skin infection, you will get lungs infection, you will get various other diseases. And Yogi Adityanath is denying. Yogi Adityanath is saying that the water is fit for drink. I am not surprised. If you compare urine, if you think urine is fit for drink, then this is the result. Absolutely unacceptable.
Well, let me get in. Kamru Zaman Chaudhary, DK Shiv Kumar went for the Mahakumbh. He went for the dip, and he says arrangements so बहुत अच्छे हैं, बहुत अच्छा स्नान हो गया. Now I want to ask you, has there been a change of mind ever since he went last week? Is the opposition just going too far because appeasement is their secularism? Their secularism is not about respecting everybody's religion. Their secularism is only equal to appeasement of some one or two religions. And that is the question many are asking today.
Yeah, Navika ji, good evening. First and foremost, you must understand that India's image as a global leader or as an emerging power has severely been dented by the arrangements made by Yogi Adityanath and the BJP government in Uttar Pradesh and supported by the central BJP government. There are plenty number of issues that are there in the organization of the Kumbh which should have been better. We have seen how countless lives were lost during the stampedes that happened, the 300-kilometer traffic jam, or let's say the contaminated water in the Triveni Sangam. These are all the issues that have been brought up to our notice, and we are all voicing the concerns so that the people, the devotees who are visiting the Mahakumbh should not be inconvenienced in any way. But what we are seeing out here is a diversionary tactics. Yogi Adityanath, he says that 56 crore people have visited the Kumbh, but he fails to identify, he fails to list out the correct number of people who have died in the stampede in the Mahakumbh, the unfortunate incident. Moreover, you see, when you compare Mahakumbh with other and link it with appeasement, I see a scent of what you call this, a supremacist attitude or a mindset that is coming on from most of the right-wing people out here who are discussing all these things. Basically, why I say this, not even a single Muslim person was allowed to enter the Mahakumbh arena. Not a single non-Hindu person visited the Mahakumbh area, but still then you want to link that with a what you call this, appeasement of the minority. How come it is an appeasement? It's a blatant appeasement of the majority, and they have politicized the entire Mahakumbh, a religious event in which crores of people are visiting on a daily basis just because of their
when you
faith
talk
and belief.
about the global image of India getting spoiled, I actually feel, amused. Anand Ranganathan, if they were so worried about India's global image, why were they making statements about Prime Minister meeting the Amir of Qatar? When he lands in India, tweet after tweet comes in. Are they worried about the global image of India? They make a joke out of, the Prime Minister's meeting with Trump. Are they worried about the global image of India? When the Prime Minister co-chairs the AI summit in Paris, they make fun about AI and India's leadership in it. Suddenly, how come the Congress is so worried about India's global image?
Good evening, Navika. Look, let me be, because I dabble in science, let me talk about something that's not related to politics at all, because I think that will give a new perspective to your viewers. Of course, I condemn all those horrible statements that people have made, Mrityu, Kunj, and all that stuff, Kumbh. But first of all, let me congratulate Yogi Adityanath, all right? And everyone involved in the organization of Mahakumbh. It is spectacular, beyond measure. 560 million Indians have taken the holy dip at Prayagraj. More than, Navika, twice the entire population of Brazil inside of a month. Is that an easy task? Look, faith can move mountains, but faith cannot move facts. And facts do not care for either emotion or devotion. That is why I say, do not mix politics with science, because then all you will get is political science. Are the facts important? That depends only on your outlook. The truth is, more than 500 million, as I said, Indians have taken bath in a kilometer of river water in Prayagraj this past month. Can you imagine what that means, Navik? Science is vital for the welfare and well-being of these Indians. As scientists, one has a responsibility to care for these lives. Otherwise, why do science? Why do medicine? Now, let me give you the facts. The acceptable level of coliform fecal bacteria is 2,500 mpn or CFU. Call them units per 100 ml of river water. The Central Pollution Board, which is a central government-run enterprise, found on multiple locations the level to be 10 times that, 25,000 units. On 13 January, fecal coliform concentrations at Sringverpur Ghat were 23,000 units. At Dida Ghat, they were 33,000 units. A week later, on 20th January, the total coliform count at the sacred Sangam area surged to 700,000 units per 100 ml. Is that worrying? Yes, it is. This means the water isn't even fit for bathing, leave alone aside drinking, for which the fecal coliform level should be 0.01 units per 100 ml. To give you a perspective, few months ago, the fecal coliform levels in River Thames in London reached 2,800 units, and all hell broke loose. The matter was discussed in the UK Parliament for more than a week. Many events on the riverfront were cancelled just 10 seconds. And we Delhiites were amused. You know why? Do you know the coliform levels in River Yamuna as it exits Delhi? Hold your breath, Navika, step back. 2,500 units is the acceptable level. In River Yamuna, it is 79 million units. Now you can have the faith and drink that water and take bath in it. But as a responsible government and as a responsible citizen, should you allow people to do that? That's the question we should be asking. And the answer is no. I would not allow that.
Well, Gaurav Bhatia, respond.
So to the Congress first, and then to what Dr. Ranganathan said. First of all, DK Shiv Kumar, who's the Deputy CM in Karnataka, after taking the holy dip, was full of praises for the organizational work that has been done. So I think either DK Shiv Kumar is right or the Congress sympathizer here. Second, he lied on your show when he said that death toll has not been shared. On the 29th, which was the Mauni Amavasya itself, the DIG in charge did a press conference and he gave the number. Even one death is, sad, and the administration was there for the injured and for the family members who had lost their loved one. Yogi Adityanath ji was emotional when he was making a statement, but I would still say that overall, if we see the Uttar Pradesh government, Yogi Adityanath ji has done a fabulous job. Third, the appeasement politics. Navika, just yesterday, Telangana government announced that there would be cut in the working hours for all the Muslims during the Ramzan festival. That has raised the question, why not for the Hindu devotees who also fast during Navratra? And that is the kind of double standard and the hypocrisy that the Congress professes and practices. Whereas the BJP has shown that through the Mahakumbh, every citizen of the country has come forward, stands united, because this is the rich ethos and the tradition of our country. Now coming to Dr. Ranganathan ji, I will tell you, Dr. Ranganathan, that NGT had entertained a petition even when the Kumbh was starting, and there were certain guidelines that were issued by the NGT. The UP government, like a responsible government, has been following all guidelines. The CPCB report has just been placed before the NGT, where UP government is also a party. This is not a final report. I have not taken a look at it, so I wouldn't like to comment in detail. But the NGT and the UP government, both after examining the report, will place our stand. And therefore I am saying, let's wait for it to happen, rather than defaming the entire Mahakumbh and all the efforts that have been made by the UP government.
Well, all I want to say is that, yes, for a congregation of this size, any infrastructure could fall short. Not that I'm condoning that. The fact of the matter is, while there can be gaps, there can be questions that have been raised, but to blame the faith itself, to call it a Mrityu Kumbh, to call Kumbh Phaltu, is this really the solution? Because you don't do it for other religions. Is this the secularism that is being spread by the opposition parties? The question is, demand answers, demand performance, but to defame a whole religion, to defame a whole cultural event of this kind, is that fair? That's the question people are asking today. We leave it at that. Thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on the Newshour tonight, and good night, be safe, dear viewers.